Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show, our weekly edition where we go over the numbers for the Phoenix real estate market, trying to make sense of it all. Are you ready? This is yes. A lot of you have smart TVs. I can see you. So sit up, get ready. Here we go. So what we're going to show you is where we're at today and where we typically head as we get into January. Not a lot of things change. And from what we're seeing in the mortgage market, the economy, really not expecting a lot of change between now and January. So I think it's going to be safe to say that our seasonal trends will continue. Here's the first thing we see. This is our Cromford Market Index by city, by major city. And you can see a lot more green there than what we've had in the past. And this is simply a measurement of supply and demand. And what that is indicating right now is that we are having fewer listings hit the books. Here's the Cromford Market Index again, kind of flattening out. And this is why. We've got fewer listings starting to come on. The number of weekly sales we have are holding steady. Kind of a bottom feeder right now, but they're holding steady. In fact, I'll show you on my 7-day moving average here in a moment. But what's happening is we're seeing some increases versus last year when it comes to sales, but it's not much. It's like 13, 14%, which for us is about, to be honest with you, 300 homes a week. So that's not going to light any fires out there. I'm making some adjustments while I'm talking to you here to show you this chart. And so, like I've always said, a large percentage of a small number. Well, it's still a small number. And here's what we're looking at. Notice that black line there? That's the number of contracts each week. The surface area here, the yellow, that's the number of new listings. They've dropped. They've fallen off the cliff. Why? Nobody lists before the holidays. The combination of these two factors, contracts staying here, new listings going down, are what caused more green arrows here on the Cromford Market Index. Also causes more of an upward movement in the Cromford Market Index as a total, and that's what we're seeing. So we're going to see a little bit more of that as we move forward. It's not anything that says, oh, the market has changed. It's gone crazy. Well, why are we up 14% in contracts this year versus last year? Last year in November, we had the election. Everybody was sitting on their hands. So this is the percentage here, year over year percent in listings under contract, showing we're up 9.9. Another measurement that Cromford does shows us up 13.3. This is November 15th. So it's showing us up 6,931 this year. Last year, 6,307. So according to their tally, about 600 homes. According to my 7-day moving average, about 300. Average list price per square foot. Now, this is where it gets interesting, folks. What happens is in November, December, we kind of stay in a little bit of a rut. The buyers that are out there, they're serious. Let's spend a minute on this. They're serious. They're looking in November, December for a reason, probably moving in January because of a job change. The people that left their homes on the market, smartly so, in my opinion, also want to get this wrapped up before the end of the year. They may have their eyes on another home in another part of the valley or the other part, another state. They want to get moving here. And so the ones that are out there are serious. The volume's lower, but we're not seeing much of a drop down in volume right now today. Because of the double-digit increases versus last year, you're getting a lot of chatter about how busy it's going to be in January. This is it. It's going to really knock things out of the park. So when people list in January, they're really... You can see it in the charts here. They go up January, and then they start coming down average list price around February, with a little bit of an exception. Last year, they kind of flatlined. Then they started coming down in April. But we see the most new listings come on the market in January in our market. And it's like that every year. What's going to change in January? Well, I don't see a major change in interest rates. I don't see a major change in pricing. I think you're not going to see many price reductions in January because people are going to come out. They're going to price hot. They're going to be optimistic. They're going to say it's a new year. Let's go. We see it every year. They're going to hang in there until February. They're finally going to start reducing their prices in February. But will the reduced prices in February get down to really where they were in December? Typically, they kind of go back to that median price again. So December prices right now compared to February prices probably going to wash out about the same. That shows up a little bit here in months of supply as well. That you can see our months of supply is growing. We're sitting here at 4.3. But look what happens to our months of supply at the beginning of the year, January and February. It goes up like a rocket. Why? That's when everybody puts their homes on the market. They're not selling as fast. The sales go up a little bit. It's not quite capturing everything that's out there. So there's more months supply. You put your house on the market and you're looking and going, looking out the window and going, I didn't know Jim was going to list his house. Well, who's that down there? I didn't know they were going to list their house. Neighborhood by neighborhood, you see that start to happen. Now, what else is going on in the market is the share of U.S. mortgages with negative equity rate by loan type and vintage. What it's showing here is that VA mortgages, delinquency rate's about 23%. No, not delinquency, negative equity. Why VA? Because they're buying with zero down. So the market has turned a little bit. So they're going to be upside down because they're zero down. A lot of FHA mortgages, same way. They got them 5%. Market goes down 5%. They're upside down. You're not seeing it so much in portfolio held or all mortgages in total where it's 7% upside down. That's not necessarily anything to panic about unless you bought 2 years ago and you want to sell this year. That never is good math. That doesn't work out that good. If you want to see this is a Greater Phoenix real estate market update Q4. I include this in my newsletter. It's in a link. And so it gives you a lot of detail. It kind of takes the Cromford market, rolls it out, puts it in a little bit more of a visual form. So you can sign up for the newsletter and get that Monday morning at 7 a.m. You can see it in the link that I provide inside the newsletter. So go ahead and give that a shot. Here's an interesting one here on price cuts by day, by week. Look at this. Friday, November 9th, 566 price cuts. Saturday, 528. Consistently, Friday is always the day you see more price cuts. So you can either wait to see what comes out on Friday or shoot them an offer on Thursday because they're already thinking about lowering the price anyway. Mortgage rates right now sitting at 6.34. They're just not moving. There's a lot of chatter about what's going to go on in the December meeting on December 17th. We've all seen that no matter what they do, the rates don't move that much. And if they do move, they move prior to the meeting as the word gets out about what they're going to do. A lot of stuff going on in Japan, too, that's affecting our treasury market. So it's a very noisy market out here right now that affects real estate in Arizona as well. So from now until the first of the year, it's same old with just a few little differences. I think December is not a bad time. If you're already out there looking for a home right now, stay in there. If you're already listed, keep your house on the market. Just be ready. If you're listing in January, temper your optimism a little bit. I don't see that shooting out of the gates, business taking off. Be realistic in your pricing. Take a look at what the market value is based on averages. Price below that, and you will be fine. You don't have to price way below it. If you price at the average, trust me, nobody's going to offer you that price anyway because the buyers are not that optimistic right now. That's our market. If you have any questions, shoot me an email at rick@rickhelps.com. Take care.